everybody, and welcome to Minute Skim It. Hopefully it's nice weather where you are, and also your sports ball teams all won this weekend, which is slightly impossible, whatever. I, of course, am wearing Steve's baseball outfit. Captain America plays ball, I guess. So I know it looks like Cubs. Like, think at least once today someone stopped me and thought I was wearing a Cubs jersey, and I was like, I'm so sorry. Nope, it's more nerdy than that. We've got some cool things in store for you guys today, including the launch of a new, very important series. Our rep for the company that gets us our Marvel books has been talking to us about it for a long time, about how important it is to the universe of Hickman. So you know it's going to be a big world building experience. So we're going to talk about that. There's a bunch of other, there's a ton of Absolute this week, which is going to be awesome. And then at the end of the show, you guys stay tuned because my good friend from that makes symphonic verses sent me a mystery box. He said it was like a special secret something. I told him I was going to open it live, so I hope it's not too secret. But it's a huge box, so and it feels light. So my real hope is it's an action figure because he's been teasing those action figures for a long time. So if you guys have seen Symphonic Verses as part of our sponsors, this guy has been working on this book for like 10 years. He sold over 10,000 copies of it without doing any Kickstarters. And it's such detailed art. Everyone always says to me nowadays, they're like, well, are you sure this isn't AI? I'm like, only if AI existed back in 10 years from now and AI's name is Zing. Can we all be third? Oh, man. Is that how it works? Everyone tries to be third in the room? Awesome. All right. We've got tons of good things to show you guys. Let's get to reviewing. Wait, first, before we do that, was there any good wrestling this weekend?
Not this weekend, but yesterday was pretty good.
Oh, there's Monday wrestling?
Yeah, Monday Night Raw. But Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion. So with this one, obviously, I would hope that you guys are reading Ultimate Spider-Man. This one does rely on you reading this book. It was pretty fun. I like so if you want to know the premise of it, it's Miles goes to the new Ultimate Universe and he interacts with new Ultimate Peter Parker and his son. So what I liked about it, I liked seeing Miles as not as like a sidekick of sorts. He's coming to his own as a character. He's more confident, things like that. So it's interesting seeing that dynamic with new Ultimate Peter and his son, and just seeing them interact with each other. The reason why he ends up in this universe, it involves his sister. She gets sucked in, and he goes after her. And I really liked it. I liked the dialogue. I liked seeing Miles's interactions with like Peter. I liked Peter showing a little bit of like, not like he's not like usually like not super like confident, but a little like, oh, this guy is like who's younger than me, but he's just Spider-Man longer than I have. So it's pretty interesting to kind of see it like these two compared, like where they are, these two the comparisons of these two in their respective careers as Spider-Man. Let's see. Yeah, I know this is a mini series. If Camp does take over, and it's actually co-written, so it's co-written by Camp and Cody Ziegler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's two writers on this book. So
I feel like Ziegler does a lot of stuff in the same universe, so he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he does Miles too, so it's like I wouldn't be upset if the reins eventually went to those two, but I thought it was fun. It's a fun, like, I'm sure it's like it'll be a 4-issue series. Curious of how it'll end and how Miles will react to the rest of the Ultimate Universe that's very different from his. That's all I got.
Okay, so his sister in the real universe was kind of like a baby recently, and now is, I'm sure,
Yeah, so
a young lady.
No, she's still a baby.
Still a baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why he's like, I need to get my sister because she's a literal child. And yeah, so still a little one.
Okay, so I didn't know if they, because it's the Ultimate Universe, they've changed some stuff, but they don't change anything so drastically that we don't recognize it anymore. So that's kind of cool. They kept her aged the same. I'm always sad when we miss that kind of like development for a character, when they like take like, oh, here's a baby, and then like, you know, next month, look, they're 12. Like, but we didn't get to enjoy any of those little like really great storytelling possibilities. So that's cool.
Or they just like super aged him up to like,
Yeah,
it's like, okay, John Kennedy, but you know.
you know, it's like we gotta get them to their superhero stage. Go. Like, what's wrong with a toddler being a superhero? Jack can do it. All right, 12 babies. All right, so this is so cool. The Immortal Thor book has been great for a long time. The art style is just incredible, off the charts great. And I've seen them kind of like pitching this story or giving the idea of this story for a long time. Even an immortal can die. And, you know, sometimes you get like, I can't trust it. They're going to get us to the end of that, and then it's going to be like he's going to die for 30 seconds, and then whatever, who cares? But this one is kind of like him making his last stand. So he basically has Scourge guard the black bridge, and then he kind of puts himself in the crosshairs of like, he knows that something's probably going to get by him, and if they get by him, that means bad things. But I will tell you, this does have a huge payoff, and you're not going to see it coming. And he certainly doesn't. So just know it's worth the storytelling time. It's awesome to be able to see all of the development here, all the character interaction. If you're a lover of Sif, you're gonna like it because Sif is in this. All of the his entire compatriots group is there, and then some big bads you might not be aware of. So great. It's a great kind of like, I don't know if I want to call it a wrapping up of a series, because I do believe that this ends with 25, right? I can't remember, but I think it's wrapping up. Mm-hmm. Maybe they read Kill All Immortals. Yeah, Preston. There is with Franklin Richards, they love doing it. It's like that's his shtick, right? He's a baby. He's not a baby. He's building universes. He's not in our universe. He's a doctor. He's a grown man. But that's a cool thing when you have people like the Fantastic Four. You got to start paying attention, is that they aren't as constrained by time space as a lot of our superheroes are. So be ready for some craziness.
Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong 2. This actually had this the final page of this issue surprised me with who shows up in it. So I do need to reread like the original first series and make sure like I didn't miss anything. But this was, you know, what sees what you get, and I don't mean it as like a negative, but it's like it's just Justice League versus giant kaiju. Like it's a genuinely fun book. It begins with Barry's marriage and a whole should I tell her that I'm a superhero, or should I just kind of keep it from her? And everyone is just overwhelmingly like, dude, just tell her while this is all going on. Like,
how are you gonna keep that a secret from someone you're married to? I can understand if you're dating someone who's like, yeah, you have excuses. Oh, I had to do forensics.
Exactly. So it's like that's a pretty significant portion like of this book, in addition to all the kaiju nonsense. I should say nonsense, while the kaiju drama. But it was just a big loud book that if you need your Godzilla fix, because there's not like how many Godzilla ongoing books are there right now?
Not enough, clearly, because people are buying all of them.
Yeah, so if you need another Godzilla book, that definitely don't miss this one. Don't miss on out on this one.
Recollection is that the first series of this sold out so fast.
I think like our hardcovers are fairly evergreen. We do have people still asking for them, and this ties more into certain things involving Godzilla. I don't quite spoil, but yeah, I genuinely had fun with this book. It's just anytime I see Godzilla, it's just like, 10 out of 10. He needs even more lizards.
So EXP, I think the unwritten rule is don't ever promise anything. I promise I'll be back. It's a very bad promise.
I'll go check out the noise. I'll be back.
That's right.
Oh,
Oh man, I sure hope you guys are reading this or gave it a chance, because I feel like instead of it being dedicated to having like, okay, we have to push the narrative forward, so we gotta like have like a story that attaches to everything else, and I don't feel like that's the way this series is, even though it does actually move forward from last issue he got captured. This one moves past that and has things happen. But I feel like every issue has been lovingly thought of as like, what if this one is wanted to be its own best issue ever, right? Where like the 1-2 issues ago, I think number 4 was the one where they went really crazy, beautiful, where it had like the wolf and the bears fighting, instead of having like actual superheroes doing it, but telling a story in which the superheroes are battling. And it just blew my mind for the art. And this one's art is just the same, still really beautiful. I know you guys know this from me telling you before, but the thing that's different about Ultimate Wolverine is that he's not the normal Weapon X Wolverine. This is somebody that was captured and then used as a Winter Soldier. So he has no idea who he is really in relation to any other, like X-Men kind of character. So this is, I think last issue is interacting with Sabretooth, and this one he's actually trying to like, they're basically trying to figure out what to do with him now that they've got him all captured. So this continues to be really good. I think that Ultimate Wolverine is only slated to be a 6-issue series. Maybe they've changed their mind about that, because they do that a lot when they're like, there's a lot of readers for this, we should not stop. So I hope it continues.
Endless Night. So I wasn't aware when I picked this issue that it's in the Exit City universe.
Oh yeah,
so,
I had forgotten that.
Yeah, so I was missing a lot of context of this issue. As I was halfway into the book, I'm like, I feel like I should be reading the other books in this series. But from what I could gather of the characters and their relationships with each other, the guy in front is someone you don't want to mess with, and
the gray-haired guy?
Yes.
My glasses are really bad right now.
Yeah, the gray. Have you read Ecstasy?
I feel like I read maybe the first issue. It's been a long time though. I can't remember anything.
So, the premise, or I guess the story, there's this device, this item that a shadowy organization is after, and the person who knows where it is, or that they're, I'm trying to explain it. The person that knows, I guess, that knows about this device, they're trying to hunt him down too. So he's got to deal with that, and he's also got to deal with something that happened in this building that he's at when he finds out about this device. And it's a lot of chaos and mayhem, and now he's got to deal with that along with the Exit City Police Department. And the issue, again, like, I know I'm missing quite a bit of context, so it's probably I should not have chosen this book. I should have let you read it. I should have let you read it this week.
It at least tells everybody whether you could actually kind of pick this up without having context.
Yeah, you need context for this book. Just if you're reading Exit City, pick this one up. If you're not reading Exit City, you're going to be very lost. And I think there's another one in Revolution 9.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all one universe. That's the Underworld, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, so read those books and then jump into this one. Not new reader friendly, but it's not a bad book. It's just like I was lost with what was going on and till
Underverse come. Oh man.
Yeah, I think
crazy reference.
I would like to have you read it because I think you would know more about it than I would. Ooh.
All right, we both read this bad boy.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to have any kind of like, family divided situation between us or have to do like thumb war or whatever. Because we've both been really excited for this. And this is the one that's been hyped to us that I talked about at the very beginning of the show. So what Hickman has said about this series is that he has been, with all of his Krakoa stuff, been really focused on what's happening on the Earth. Ton of Earth stories, right? The only time we ever went to space was when you had something attached to the Earth, which was the Mars, what do you want to call that? It was its very own, like, planet of sovereignty. So attached to Krakoa. So this is the same kind of expansive story, but involving what's happening in space. So Nova Corps, the Shi'ar, I don't know how to say their name, all of the shapeshifters, Storm, Queen of Mars saga. Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. Who else is part of this? Kree Scroll, yeah. All of those guys. And weirdly, because that there was a huge, gigantic arc involving the Wakandans, that's also part of this storyline. So it's assumed they're still, very hooked into space. So I'm going to do the introduction. Let Shanice do her thoughts.
Okay. So, yeah, So I'm very excited for this series to play out because it's Jonathan Hickman and it's Cosmic Marvel. So and it's always fun to see like these characters and these species and these like groups interact in a book or just interact in like a book again. It's a murder mystery, but on a galactic scale that jumps across different planets, different organizations. And I mean, honestly, like, I'm curious about who's behind this because there was someone who I thought in his issue was like, oh, they've got to be there's just like red flags abound with this character, and then something happens, like, okay, I guess it wasn't them. I am excited to see a certain someone in this book because I think it's been a while since this character has appeared. Big clue on the cover. I'm sure you guys can figure that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I would at the very least like give the first issue a shot. Something that Jen had mentioned when I first came in here, that the way that the book, like how it's like broken up, it's into like different acts. It's like the prologue and then boom, 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 boom.
Yes, it does. Yeah, I like how it's broken up.
And I'm not sure what has been released that's not spoilery, so I won't touch on like the first part about why someone is there. But I am just I'm giddy, and I know I'm biased as someone who enjoys Hickman stuff, like that I'm gonna be like just overwhelmingly positive about this book, but I really did enjoy it, and I'm just happy to see Cosmic Marvel again. Like to have it like in like a big summer book. Like I still think that people should check out Annihilation. It's a shame that when it was released it got overshadowed by Civil War, but I think it's aged better. Yeah, like in the years since. But I definitely do recommend this one. I had a blast with it, and I think I'm gonna like read it again this week just to see if there's anything I missed. But the hook has me interested because of how it's affecting like really like people on Earth. They'll probably still be like whatever, but everyone outside the planet are just like, oh my god, this is gonna have like just the ramifications of what's going down in this first issue alone is going to be pretty wild.
Absolutely. And I love the cover. It leaves a lot of room for like remarks. So think about it as a future blank. We're not going to talk about the supermodel hulks on the ends. Sure, you've got Braun / Amadeus Cho there, and that is Jen, She-Hulk, but with her, I forgot what her name is when you get her into space. She's got some other cool name. And then, of course, regular Hulk. And then I'm sure everybody knows that in continuity, his son Scar is dead. So you're not going to see him unless that's part of the storyline. Why not?
So it's funny that a producer actually said that because the characters in this book, they are distractingly attractive. Like there is like everyone is just looks really good in this issue. Yeah, they're all models.
Okay, I'm always going to tell you what's happening in a farmhand because I had to wait. I don't know how long in between last arc and this arc while the show was being developed and / I don't even know if it's still happening, but I have a dream that we're going to get to see the farmhand show. Thorne is still trying like crazy to mess with the family here. Remember, there's a family that has created a way to grow body parts. That's great, except for the Russian mafia was like, I need a piece of that action. Showed up in a town, created all kind of craziness. The body parts that were being used, you thought maybe there might be something that might get kind of crazy about it, and sure enough, they did. There's a whole bunch of people that actually are part plant now, partly from the Axe of Thorn. And this is about family legacy. One of the family members has been captured. One of the members of the Russian mafia, one of their, like the young people that's part of their organization, and maybe is the son of one of them or something, has at some point interacted with the main family. So they feel, like this kid isn't part of the bad part of this, they just happen to be related to them. So they've kind of like said in this issue specifically that he's family. So they're going to go after him because he's been captured by this. Oh, it's just such a weird, gross, like, I don't know what this guy's using him for, except for they drop it in this issue and you're like, no way. So this is beautiful, beautifully, hauntingly beautiful. If you are creeped out by people that look like part plant, it's perfect for you. They actually talk about some of these weird, like tubular giant things, almost look like pitcher plants that have been showing up in the book that aren't on people. They're just a plant. So they actually say what those are and how they're being used. That's really cool. So Farmhand is perfect for going and getting the first couple of graphic novels and reading up on. It's really good stuff, y'all.
Ghost Rider versus Galactus. So I absolutely love this one so much. So when Ghost Rider uses his like penance stare, could he, in theory, use it on Galactus?
Ooh.
So if he does, what would happen in that scenario? Absolutely love this issue. It's very dialogue heavy. Not a lot of action, but I loved it for that exact reason. And the art, I think it's got like this issue's in it. Like this is a very strong week art wise. Like just across the books that I've read and from Jen's reaction, she agrees with me on the books that she's read. But this one, like I've seen the artists like other books before, but it's just phenomenal, like seeing like what he does in this issue, especially with the sense of scale that you see in this book. But yeah, this like the one shots, they've been really fun. They've been enjoyable. But this one I think is my absolute favorite. It's got some humor. It's got questions where you kind of have to ask yourself. It's like what Galactus does, where he's essentially killing millions and billions of people. Like nothing could justify that. And as you're reading it, you're just you do get an answer, or you get like a response, or reactions to that statement. It's like, how can you let this continue, knowing what this does? How could you be okay with this? And if you could stop it, wouldn't you want to do that? I absolutely love this issue. Like, I think tomorrow I'm just gonna open up the book and just show people, like, look at the artwork, look at the story, it's so great. I had a blast with it. I think this is gonna be one of those books that when people read it, they'll be like, oh yeah, this is really solid, I'm gonna pick it up. And people are gonna run to the issue. I'm calling it now that we're gonna sell out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's making it through our live show even.
Yeah, I absolutely adored it, and I think I missed something. What was the nickname in high school?
Oh, it's a Preston, Eddie, and Castle all pretending to be the exact same person.
Gosh.
So I have a question for you. So Galactus is aware what he's doing, right? That he's killing people when he's doing his stuff, right? It's not like an accident. He's like, oh, that's a yummy looking planet.
Yeah, but he has to consume, like he has to do it. Like the book goes into better details about it, but yeah, he's full on aware. It's not like he's like, oh, I don't know, like I didn't know I was doing this, whoopsie daisy. It's in his nature. It's like a shark, not shark. It's like a shark eating fish or whatever. It's like it's something that they do. They're aware of it. It's just like, well, I gotta eat, so no.
I just feel like you should send a warning ahead of time.
I guess I'll check for his warning.
If you're there when I get there, you're going to be part of the protein of my diet. So that's another question I have, is the planet what he's eating? Or is it like he's eating the planet to get to whatever protein's on it?
Everything, like
the nougaty center of humans.
That's right. It's like, are the humans the salt? I don't know.
Sesame seeds on top of the bun.
That's right. Oh my gosh. For some reason, I had thought that Mark Spears Monsters ended at 5. I think it's just because that's all they had solicited so far. So I'm a dummy. I did pick this one because I thought it was the big finale, but haven't been let down at all anyway. Because, man, I know that the heat on Mark Spears is kind of quieted down a little bit, but I don't understand why, because he's got such great art always. He blows my mind on every single page. So this one really does focus in on, I forget this guy's name. It's the guy in the front there that's got the gun. He is he's hunting down monsters. And this one's just got a lot of little interactions. He meets up with Hyde, and Hyde's kind of interesting, or Jekyll's kind of interesting. Sorry, he meets up with Jekyll. Hyde's the bad guy, right? I think so. That he basically says, "Hey, I threw away my stuff to turn into the bad guy. It's all good now." And I don't think it's all good now. So this is great. If you liked Helsing or any of those other kind of monster hunter kind of books, imagine that, but with the most gorgeous art on every single page. V for Vamp Detta is a really good way to describe it. Oh, I love that. I think there's 3 main covers for this book. So there's not 2, sometimes they have the last issue, number 4, had 2 homage covers, which were killer ones, by the way. This one has 1, and then a B, and then an A, and then I'm sure it has a bunch of ratio variants to go along with it. But and there's no Dracula in this one. I couldn't believe it. Dracula's my guy. But yeah, just make sure you add it to your pull box, because if you're thinking to yourself like I was, if like it ends at 5, well, that's not going to be true. You got to make sure your LCS knows that you want to continue to order them and all the covers and whatever else, however many you need. You thought the Phantom was wearing the Shadows hat for a moment? No, this is. I don't know that this character is based on everything else. The Universal Monster parts, but are obviously based on the Universal Monsters. But I think this guy might be his own unique creation. Is he called the Slayer? I don't know why. I knew it was an S name.
Oh man. So I burst out laughing at the final page. I know it's already leaked about what happens in this book. I would avoid any comic sites that y'all go to because of if you don't want to be spoiled. The World to Come by Christopher Priest and Joe Quesada. I'm already all in because I adore Priest's work. And this one, I can already tell you're just going to see just the most spirited discussions about what happens in this book tomorrow or later on tonight or any live comic book show that you're watching like right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm intrigued enough to read the second issue, which I was going to do already, but I just need to know like how that last page happens. If you know what happens, you know what I'm referring to. In a very cagey way, but like this book, the way that it's told, and it jumps from the past, present, and future. So it's all over the place.
Ooh, I like that.
Timeline wise, but you see the king of Wakanda, and it's not looking too great no matter what timeline you're in, and you see like you see Black Panther's like his greatest hits. You see his relationships with Storm and with oh my gosh, I'm blanking on her name, and I was so excited to see her in this book. But basically his love interest, and it's very relevant to this story. It's not just like, hey, remember this, remember that, guys.
It's not Okoye?
It's
Is it Okoye?
No. It's from she was the singer. Like if somebody can back me up on the comments, like she was a jazz singer. But yeah, this is a book that I want to see people's reactions to it because it's just wait, what? Like who is that like in the mask? And
Oh, they're talking with each other.
Okay.
It's a whole discussion.
No, but like it's always good to see Priest like come back to this character. I do want to. I would love this. Like I would love to talk to people about this tomorrow at work, or if you've read it, if you shoot a story message, I don't mind talking to you that way. But yeah, I really, is it friendly? I would say yes, because the book does do like a good job of saying like of who this person is and why they're important to hit, like why he's important to, like why they're important to the character. You can also jump. I feel like you can jump into it without knowing too much about Black Panther, but I would still recommend reading Priest's run because it is the run for like a lot of people. But I personally felt it was all right, but I would like for Jen to read it. Maybe she can also, yeah.
I can do that.
Mm-hmm. Also,
just so I know what the spoiler is before people spoil it to me.
Do you want to show you the page after the show?
I might do that.
Yeah.
All right. I will have to be completely honest. Either it's been so long since I've read The Sixth Gun, or I've never read The Sixth Gun, which shame on me for both things. because I love Cullen's work. This is very interesting kind of mixture between kind of Western and fantasy. And you do have like alien beings there. So it's a 0 issue. So we're getting ramped up for the series that's going to happen. It introduces some of the important characters. And you get an idea. They introduce this guy on the front cover as being the second sword. I don't know what that means. Because I need to, tell me all of the backstory. And clearly hunting down the guns. But it's, again, the way they discuss it makes me feel like the guns are actual people, not guns. It's like there are, like when you talk about Western people, they're like the guns. But anyway, it's very cool. I want to go back and read the original series so that I can understand it more fully before I jump into the big series. So I liked it, even though I did. Yeah, I like hired guns. Yeah, hired guns. Perfect. Thank you for that. That helps out a lot. So yeah, if you like, so whether you like swords with superheroes, alien stuff, or just Westerns, just imagine a universe in which all that is mixed together really well.
Be Not Afraid. Yeah, so this one was
It's a terrifying cover.
It was freaky, yeah. Like, it was a genuinely unsettling issue, just from the writing and the artwork. Just looking at this book, like you're thrown off kilter. Like you're not. It's just obviously like something is very off with the situation. If the cover hasn't given you like an idea of what you're about to read. Really enjoyed it. I'm not sure if this is going to be a mini series or if it's going to be like a maxi series or an ongoing, but I was very surprised at how, I don't know, like just how I felt reading this book, because this poor woman is just going through so much in this issue, and she's being punished for something that, just for the audacity of loving someone, but this someone is unfortunately the one person or the one thing that she can't be with, and she's punished for it. And as we can see, yeah, we already have.
I don't know. He says, is there an eye on the cross? We'll look at it for you.
Yes.
It sure is. That's creepy. And the cross is bleeding.
Yeah, honestly, looking at the cover, there's actually, the cover is it's actually very clever. It gives you hints about what you're going to see in this book that I didn't even, it's, you get it's a bonus, looking at the cover after reading this issue. As John Castle, I definitely second that. I think if you love horror, you will love this book. I just absolutely adored it. This was one when I was doing the orders for the store. I'm like, oh, let me check this out. This synopsis it intrigues me, but it just blew my expectations way out of the water. Again, I can't stress the artwork in this book, the way it's drawn, the way the colors are, you're just thrown, something is off, and it leaves you unsettled, and leaves you just kind of feeling queasy and gross. And I am rooting for this character. I need.
Do this on a dark and stormy night.
I mean, yeah, I do it, or put on one of those YouTube ambience videos of a thunderstorm, and just go from there. Yeah, this one, if it wasn't for the Marvel books this week, I think this would have been my favorite as well. It's still very enjoyable. This was a very strong week book wise, but this one I absolutely adored. I would give it a shot. if you love horror, even if you don't like horror, if you're interested in like religion, I think you would like this very much too.
Oh yeah. It's got a thumbs up from Castle.
Mm-hmm.
He knows the spooks. All right, Absolute Superman. Where are we in the story? So you know that there are peacekeepers and there are the Omega Men, and they're at odds with each other. Lois Lane's with one of them, and Jimmy Olsen is with the Omega Men group, and they are both trying to hunt down Kent. We don't, up until now, it seemed like Clark is probably pretty impervious to most everything, since his suit's kind of like the ship he came from Krypton with, kind of like imbued into him. So he can do pretty much anything. And they keep on saying in this book, like, you're still holding yourself back. By the way, you really do want this book because the very beginning of the book actually introduces Ra's al Ghul, which is weird because that's a Batman character, but they're introducing him here because he is the head of the Lazarus Corporation, which owns everything. It's kind of like that organization or big business in your hometown that bought up all the other businesses, not to use them, but to just shutter them. That's kind of the way he is. You'll see how evil he is in the opening part of this book. But there's also some critical damage that happens and some big choices that are made by those two people on either side of him that get him he's going to be in a tight spot. Darn, he's in a tight spot. So, yeah. Ra's al Ghul is Walmart. Nope. No, he's very bad. I will just say he resurrects something using the Lazarus machine and then throws it off the side of the building. Just be ready for your face to hurt from how much you just feel bad. It's horrible.
So Green Lantern. So still reading it, still enjoying it. Just gonna put these right here.
Yeah.
So this one, I really liked how they're playing with the Green Lantern mythos, especially like in this issue. Especially how the Green Lanterns react to like certain things in the past, like whether it's a color or it's like certain material that caused them issues in the past. And honestly, and that is fair. Like I'm still enjoying it, like on like from an issue to issue basis, but I am curious about how, if for people who are trade rating this, how they'll like it, because I'm enjoying it like for what it is, but I also do get the pacing can be not as quick as I would like for it to be. It's also a point where it's like when the issue ended, I'm like, well, now I need to know like the next part of this, because we're already seeing like the aftermath of what happens in this issue in regards to Hal and Joe, but it's just getting to that part. It's like what led to it, and yeah, it is a slow burn compared to the other absolutes. But again, I'm still digging it, and granted, that might be because I work at a shop. I can read this a little bit earlier, so maybe that's why like the delays that are the issue release isn't bothering me as much as it should. But yeah, I'm really having fun with this. I like how just like it should be like the Green Lanterns, right? It should be like space cops, but this is like genuinely terrifying. And I'm curious about the end of the arc, where they'll be at. Hopefully not in this like little like death town anymore. But yeah, I'm still enjoying it. there is some significant plot development in this issue, so that should hopefully keep us relatively sane.
I like what Barlord's saying. Wouldn't be surprised if there's one issue that'll make this book explode. Is people like going, "Oh my gosh," and then people try to go back and get the other ones and be like, "Oh, I was skipping that one because my pocketbook."
Right. And this one, I can't quite say that this is that issue, but something does happen in it that you're just like, "Oh, okay." I'm intrigued. I want more. And then like you read 3 more pages and it's done. I'm like, shoot. So maybe issue 5. If we're going by the pacing, yeah. Maybe issue 5 will be like that. Oh shoot! And then people had to go back and get it. So, yeah.
I want it to be like Walking Dead was. Will you be early Walking Dead? Will you be watching an episode and it would be all like happy music and everything's fine, and then death. I want it to be like that, where you're like, oh, it's a peaceful moment, and then something really crazy happens.
Right.
Okay. I'm just going to tell you, okay, so this sweet guy, Robbie Fox, came into the story, actually contacted with me. He was here with his dad. So this is like a 17-year-old guy. So he's like a grown-up guy with his dad who had been traveling in this area. For his birthday, he asked to come to Houston and show his book around. So I just thought that was really, like when you see people like a drive for what they're doing. So I don't know if you guys remember back in the pandemic time, there was a really amazing comic book that I supported from a fellow about the same age. He was like 16, 17 when he did his book. And it was a very dark, gritty, mafia soups kind of book. This, I have the same feeling about. Like if it continues with this universe, it will do really, really well. So he's got 2 books. He's got this one and another. They're both kind of like origin story books. This one's the shorter of the 2. His first one was a longer issue. I think he said like 80 pages. And this one he got down to like more like a normal comic book length. It shows very much a more mature view of storytelling and art. Way better than I was expecting from someone of his age. Usually it takes people years and years to figure out how to make it so that the pacing's right. Sure, you're giving an origin story for somebody. Are you going to make it interesting? Are you going to introduce characters that we're going to care about later? It's not just him doing dialogue about like how he got his powers. It's very smart storytelling in this. The character themselves, something happened to them and they became, we'll just say became like so it gets passed down from being to being, kind of like the Green Lantern feel is, but this is like something that like changes entire biology, in which he does not have any internal organs any longer. He is just one big neural net, basically, his interior, and he therefore doesn't feel like he doesn't have pain. He doesn't have any weakness spots. He can focus in all of that stuff and like kind of like convert anything of his body into anything he really needs. He can exert tremendous amounts of electricity because of this, but also because of it, there's a complexity about electricity that might be his weakness. And all this is introduced in this issue. I really, really liked it. This is the second issue that he made. I believe the first issue, I looked at the art. It's a little more rough. This is much more refined. Yeah, the cover does scream 90s a little bit, but when you think about it, this kid was born way after the 90s. He might be being referential, but it's great. It's on great paper. He got it printed at Kaboom, which is a well-known comic book printer. So it is exactly what you want from comic books. If you are interested in getting in touch with him and want to get some from him, let me know, or I can get some for you. Just if you have local creators in your area, just support them. I mean, it's really nothing to you to drop $6 on a book because it's really expensive to print books now. $6 is like, I'm not going to go to Starbucks today, but that $6 might mean you're creating the next big name in comic books. They got to start somewhere, y'all. So support young people following their dream in your area if you can. right? We're opening a box. Oh, thank you. All right, so I promised you guys a box opening. This is from our friend Zing from Symphonic Verses. He always packs like it's got to make it through the end of the world, which is really nice. I mean, look at this. His box, he put like box corners on. Hey! There you go. So there you go. Got stuff straight from Zing right there. He's telling you stuff. I still don't know what's in this box. Let's see what's going on.
Let's go.
This is so wide. All right, let's see what's in here. Oh, there's a box in a box. Look at all this great packing. Okay, can I open this one? I'm going to accidentally stab myself. Oh my gosh, there's more corners. More corners. All right. Whew, we got into the inner box. It's really just my box of random things like tape. It has not harmed anything. By the way, if you ever order from them, you're always going to get this kind of packing. You're never going to have anything damaged. Ever, ever. Box in a box in a box. It is another box. Look, more box. It's boxception. Got more phone than you got phone. Oh, it is boxception. Woo! I think he's just seeing how many boxes in a box we can get. I think it's amazing that you've got like fancy boxes at every level. Look at this fancy box. This is the way he packs all his stuff from the beginning. Oh, I got my special note. I'm gonna read it later and cry a lot. Oh, I've got the official catalog. I've got a Phantom edition. By the way, every single book is he puts like foam core or something in it so that it can't be bent. Oh, it's the new book. Oh, it's the hardcover book. Collector's editions boxes. Oh, I'm gonna keep this in my box. Tell us more. Tell us more about it. Really special packing, by the way. Thank you. Oh yeah. Oh, I like this program. Okay, I'm going to share that information. That's book 16. Man, you've been creating. So everybody follow Symphonic Verses. It is probably the most gorgeous book series I have ever seen. And I've seen a lot of gorgeous book series. The Crown Prince is in danger. Can't be afraid of anything. There's no way. He's too pretty to be in danger. Like all this detail in his art is real detail. That is him spending hours and hours and hours and making that art. This is a zero AI generated thing. He's been making this since way before AI was around. Something killing the children. Oh no! Oh, Amazon. How we love to hate you. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for this special unboxing episode. Go and support your LCSs. Use Comic Shop Locator and the zip code for where you are to go find a cool place to go buy books or go to your regular place. Tell them how much you appreciate them. Thanks for supporting us. Please share out that we do this show. It's spoiler free and hopefully helpful for you guys. Thanks to the producers. Thanks to everyone who joined us today. All right, y'all.
Yes.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.